Okay, so the first thing we're going to take a look at is the fact that Roberto Durán was the king of the feint. Durán was a specialist of using the feint and would constantly make use of feints during his fights. He would feint to draw a reaction from his opponent and then construct a plan of attack based on his opponent's reactions. So it's very good to use the feint because good use of the feint will actually expose an opening in your opponent and you can capitalize on this.
One thing that should be pointed out is that Durán is a very resourceful fighter now. He's not the wild.
So we're going to see Durán use like 3 feints here. You see, he feints the right hand, feints the left hook, and then he's going to feint the right uppercut there. So now if you pay close attention to Durán's face, you can see that he's actually smiling. Now he's smiling because Carlos Palomino is overly reactive to his feints and Durán can already see the openings. This is only in the second round and Roberto Durán can already see that Carlos Palomino is overly reactive and is going to create too many openings. Then you see Durán catch the left hook and then counters with a left hook of his own to the body. Great counter punching. Now let's take a look at what happens here. Durán shows the lead down to the body. And he's going to show the lead again there and he feints the right hand. And you see Carlos Palomino is once again overly reactive and Durán flicks him with a jab in the face. And here we're going to see the same thing again. Durán feints the lead, feints the right hand. Carlos Palomino overly reactive. Let's take one more look. It's the same 1-2 combination. Durán feints the lead hand, feints the right hand. Beautiful.
If the fight is going to turn, if the tide is going to turn at all, it will have to right in this round.
So let's take a look at how this knockdown happens. You see Durán shows the lead hand again. Durán flashes 2 quick jabs. Not only is he measuring his distance and establishing his punching range, he's also occupying Palomino and giving him something to think about. Notice that Roberto Durán does not show the right hand to Carlos Palomino at this point. He just shows 2 quick jabs. And so now you see Durán quickly change pace and land a solid jab on Carlos Palomino. This jab not only freezes Palomino in his tracks, it also acts as a pickup jab. Durán is able to use this jab to flick Palomino's head up and expose it for the right hand. This is simply great boxing. Beautiful to watch. Durán doesn't even give Carlos Palomino even a millisecond to react. He instantly shoots this straight right hand, catching Palomino clean on the jaw. Durán is able to land this right hand due to the constant use of feints and his ability to change tempo and rhythm as he fights. Carlos Palomino got comfortable with the feints and fails to react to the real thing. And there you see him go down in the 6th round. Beautiful boxing from Roberto Durán. Okay, so the next thing we're going to take a look at now is Durán's use of rhythm and timing. Roberto Durán became one of the greatest fighters of all time because he had absolute understanding of the power of establishing a predictable rhythm and then breaking that rhythm spontaneously to land clean, effective punches. If you take nothing else from this video, please make sure you take this from this video: use of rhythm and timing.
2 here in round 1 with less than a minute to go. There have been no knockdowns in the fight.
So let's watch this very closely. Take a look at how Durán is going to establish a predictable rhythm. He shows the lead hand once, shows the lead hand a second time, shows the lead hand a third time. He's established that predictable rhythm, and then he'll break the rhythm. So you see, after Durán establishes a predictable rhythm, he abruptly and spontaneously breaks that rhythm with this jab. Carlos Palomino is simply not expecting this jab and gets caught clean on the chin. By establishing and then breaking rhythm during the fight, you can very easily keep your opponent confused and constantly reacting to you. There you see the right hand as well. And now watch very closely what the great Roberto Durán is going to do. He shows the lead hand again. He keeps showing this lead hand and Palomino is going to try and avoid the right hand. See, after Palomino sees the lead hand a couple times, he's expecting a right hand to follow. So he does what is seemingly the right thing to do at the time and he ducks low to avoid the right hand. But the problem is, Durán doesn't actually throw the right hand. And so he gets back up. And Palomino stands up and Durán greets him with a friendly, straight right hand to the face. This is an example of Roberto Duran's excellent timing and his ability to read what his opponents are going to do. Carlos Palomino could have avoided this right hand by simply smothering Duran when he changed levels previously. Now we're going to talk about Roberto Duran's use of the catch feint and his pull or slip counters. Duran would bait his opponent into shooting a jab by dropping his left hand and sticking his right hand out in a catching position while leaning towards his opponent. When they take the bait, he slips or pulls and counters with the right hand over the jab. Let's take a look at it. A few examples of this.
Palomino is scoring on the inside. Punches are not as spectacular.
So here you're going to see Duran bait this jab. See, Duran signals to Carlos Palomino to shoot the jab. Notice that Duran also hangs his left arm very low. He's doing this to also invite the jab. Then you see Duran begin to force the jab now from Carlos Palomino by using a jab of his own. So Duran is doing everything he can to bait this jab from Palomino. And then you see him continue to bait the jab. Palomino is going to shoot the jab. Duran slips, counters. And you see Duran counter with a straight right hand to the head over the jab. Simply beautiful technique from Roberto Duran. Now we're going to talk about Duran's inside fighting and his ability to bait and counter on the inside. Roberto Duran was exceptional on the inside and would often bait and counter his opponents even while working on the inside. This is truly legendary skill level from Roberto Duran. See, Duran was one of the smartest and most technical fighters of all time, and calling this man a brawler is one of the most disrespectful things that has ever been said in boxing. So we're going to see what happens here. See, Palomino lands a left hook to the body. It is, of course, partially blocked by Roberto Duran. Let's continue to see what happens. So now you see that having felt the power of Carlos Palomino with the previous left hook, Duran intentionally exposes the right side of his body to bait Palomino into shooting another left hook, which Duran intends to block and then counter with a left hook of his own. So here he's using baiting and countering on the inside. There's a left hook, and Duran counters with a left hook of his own. Beautiful, successful bait and counter on the inside. And now you see Duran pick Palomino's head up with a stunning right uppercut. See, he picks up his head there. And then hooks work very well after uppercuts and vice versa. So uppercuts help set up hooks, and hooks are very good at setting up uppercuts. Duran is able to explode with his offense because of his blistering hand speed. Keep in mind, this is all because Duran was able to successfully bait and counter on the inside. Truly, truly outstanding skill from Roberto Duran. Now we're going to see him control. He controls Palomino and creates an opening down the middle. Now what is Duran going to do with this opening that he just made? See how he gets in a right uppercut right there through the opening created by his use of control. Roberto Duran, one of the most technical, skilled, and one of the all-time greats. Beautiful skills from Duran. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about Roberto Duran's use of the jab. We're going to take a look at how Duran uses his jab in the fight with Hector Thompson in 1973. This fight took place in Panama City, and Duran effectively controls the fight with his jab. So let's take a look. And of course, that is Roberto Duran in the white trunks. So we see Duran using his beautiful jab moving to the left. So Duran uses the jab to control the pace of the fight. Duran actually throws and lands two different types of jab. Firstly, Duran shoots a purposeful jab which is designed to land and do damage to his opponent, but he also throws a slower jab which is designed to bring Thompson forward. Now you see him continue to use feints and head movement and the jab. The key thing is that after the jab has been brought, has brought a response from Hector Thompson, Durán fires quick, hard uppercuts and hooks to the central mass of his opponent, targeting the liver and the spleen. This lets his opponent know that when they come forward and attack, they will be met with a response from Roberto Durán. Beautiful boxing. And you see him continue to use that beautiful jab circling to the left. Now we're going to take a look at Roberto Durán's defense and his intelligence in the ring, or his ring IQ. We're going to take a quick look at Durán's underrated defense, because of course he had very good head movement. He could slip and roll punches effectively, and he remained in perfect balance while he did so. We're also going to take a look at his intelligence in the ring, as previously mentioned.
Got to him. That was one of 3 or 4 big rights that Durán got to him. That was one of 3 or 4 big rights that Durán.
So there you see Roberto Durán roll under this left hook, and then he avoids the right uppercut, and then slips to the outside of this jab from Pepino Cuevas. Now Durán simply leans back by transitioning his weight over to his trailing foot or to his right foot. By leaning back, Durán is able to avoid the straight right hand from Pepino Cuevas. Excellent display of defensive skills from the great Roberto Durán. Great balance. So as you can see, Durán remains in punching range. Pepino Cuevas is no safer now than he was before. Great display of balance and defense from Durán.
Another one, and Cuevas is hurt. Down he goes.
So let's look at what happens here. Durán actually jabs to the left shoulder of Pepino Cuevas, therefore obstructing his vision momentarily. And then he's able to land that right hand. As I've said in my previous videos, when a guy covers up but remains stationary, they are always open on either side. Here we see that Roberto Durán takes a quick step to his right and then shoots a left hook, which is going to catch Pepino Cuevas. The quick step to his right is what opens the angle for the hook. And there you see that beautiful left hook from Roberto Durán.
Down he goes.
This is just beautiful boxing from Durán. You see him shoot the jab, and you see him pull away or fade away, lean back. Then he shoots the jab again. Beautiful left uppercut on the inside, puts his head in close, pulls away again, and then slips the jab. Just beautiful from this genius. Absolutely great boxing. Let's take a look again. See how he pulls away, shoots the jab. And now Roberto Durán actually holds back this left uppercut for just a second. Once again, this is touching on a topic of changing your rhythm during the fight. See, by holding back on this left uppercut for just a second, he's able to actually land the uppercut. See, by delaying the left uppercut for just a second, Hector Thompson has already reacted to the uppercut by covering up. Now that Thompson opens up his guard, Roberto Durán is able to sneak the uppercut right up the middle. This man truly was an outstanding technical fighter. Beautiful to watch. And then you see him get up close and fade away from that punch, and then slip the jab. Amazing, amazing to watch. Alright guys, that's all I've got time for. I hope you enjoyed watching this film study on the great Roberto Durán, one of the best fighters of all time, one of the most technical, smartest fighters of all time, one of my favorite fighters of all time, and I just hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Once again, I really do thank you guys for watching my videos. I hope you guys have had a great Christmas, and with that said, on to the next one.
And Freddie Brown. Jackie McCoy comes out.
Boy, baby.
Gets Palomino.
I don't see no evil.
On the ring post.
That's right.
Palomino flags on the ring.
Montana.
Larry Merchant is up in the ring. I don't know if he's ready yet.
Please make sure you click the red button to subscribe to my channel if you already haven't. Then check out some of my previous videos, or you could check out one of my more popular videos right now. Or you could do absolutely nothing and go out to the outro music.
Why y'all mad at me and shit? Let's get it. Hey, what's up with them shootouts? Shout out to them niggas that's gon' do ya. Hey, what's up with them real niggas?